Hello everybody and welcome back to the Russian DOTA2 League winner bracket finals. Virtus.Pro going up against Team Dignitas. This is going to be game number 2 in this best of 3 series between VP and Dignitas. We saw VP take the first game in quite convincing fashion. Never really felt like they were in any danger of losing. It's kind of close in terms of farm early, but the second any sort of engagement started taking place on the map, Virtus.Pro just always looking like they outclassed Dignitas. We're going to head to the second game and see if the draft maybe works out a little bit better for Dignitas. I kind of feel like the supports they were relying on in the form of the Shadow Shaman, as well as the Visage, just really weren't able to get a lot done. But we are going to be underway in this second game, and we're going to see the first band phase already completely finished here. Wisp and Batrider, the bands for VP. Nix, the bands from Dignitas, so pretty standard, straightforward bands there. Leading to Dignitas, first pick in that Darkseer that we did actually see get banned out in the last game. VP gonna respond very, very quickly with Lone Druid as well as Magnus. Two of the core heroes that I think really contributed a lot to their last match's success. They had the bear to really push through those towers once they got to it, and Magnus, crazy playing him, just got so many good reverse plays in the early mid-game phase that it really just won them team fights that otherwise they might not have really been able to take that early on. Catching 3-4 heroes several times in a row, and on the back of that, it's kind of hard to lose. Dignitas going to go with the Gyrocopter as well as the Nature's Prophet now. Two of the heroes that I think worked out rather well for them in the last game. Gyro, he got quite a bit of farm. Wasn't quite as farmed as he really needed to be, and died a lot in those team fights when they sort of got scrappy pretty early on in the game. Whereas Snaky really did pretty well, I think, on the Nature's Prophet. Was able to set up a couple gangs, was able to take quite a few towers with his split pushing, as well as get back in time to be involved in the team fights. It was just kind of his team was already pretty far out of it by the time his hero really was getting to its stride. And now the last pick of that first pick phase is going to go the way of VP, and they decide to pick up the Lifestealer. Here we saw on the side of Dignitas last game, and they ran him as actually their off lane who abandoned to jungle. Not really the way we see Lifestealer played most of the time. It looks like VP will be running him probably in their tri-lane as a carry, with both the Magnus and the Lone Druid already picked up, who are probably going to end up soloing. We'll see if it works out that way, but the second ban phase already done. Teams are picking quite swiftly here. We got supports being banned out from both sides, it looks like, because nobody has supports right now. So VP going to choose to ban out supports that they don't want to play against. Rubik and Shadow Demon as the setups, as well as the Chin for just banning out a defensive jungler, it looks like. Dignitas going to ban out Bane as well as Leshrac and Jakiro. So kind of showing off the differences in how these two teams value supports. Just the supports they banned out are so very, very different. Play completely differently. You have Virtus.Pro kind of picked up, or banned out the more defensive supports. Like the Chen, the Shadow Shaman, even to some extent the Rubik, usually when he's played as support because he doesn't have the best burst damage early on. He's usually played in a more defensive posture in lane. Whereas Dignitas, they banned out really aggressive supports like the Leshrac, like the Bane. We're usually bringing fights very early on. And of course Jakiro, kind of doing some similar things. Shadow Shaman going to be the first pick now. In that second pick phase going the way of Team Dignitas. That's going to be the support they go for right off the bat. We saw it last game and never really felt like he got anything done. Got some shackles on the bear, I guess, early, but he wasn't able to set up kills really. Mostly dropped Serpent Wards, it felt like, to farm Roshan. Was able to even kill a tower in the mid lane, I guess, with the wards, but never really felt like he gained any traction. And VP going to choose to pick up Lina as their fourth pick, so just, pretty straightforward support. Again, rather aggressive, has a lot of burst damage with that Laguna Blade, as well as having 2 AoE nukes for just 2 of her regular spells. Queen of Pain coming out as the last pick here from Dignitas, so it looks like they're just going to be running a dual lane with Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Universe off lane, and then finally Queen of Pain to head towards the mid lane. And finally Virtus.Pro, their last pickup, going to be the Undying. So they can run this tri-lane aggressively if they want to. We'll see if that's what ends up being the case. Not necessarily expecting it, but they do appear to be going that route, and it won't be that hard for them. They're going to be running into it. What they know is definitely a dual lane coming out from Dignitas now with the last pick, Queen of Pain. Going with players of the heroes now, very, very quickly. Virtus.Pro, the dire side of this game. They got Smile taking up the Lina, Illidan on the Life Stealer, KSI on the Lone Druid, NS playing the Undying, and finally Crazy once again on the Magnus. Meantime, Dignitas on the raid side, we got Aoi taking up the Gyrocopter, Fogged on the Shadow Shaman, Snaking on the Queen of Pain, Universe taking up the Darkseer, and finally Way Too Sexy gonna be on the Nature's Prophet. Both heroes from Dignitas now hiding behind their tower. Don't want to get in a fight in the jungle right now with all of the heroes from Virtus.Pro. Nature's Prophet going to check out the rune, it looks like. Given free experience the way of VP, they shouldn't really be able to kill this one off in time. Nope. Gonna be an Invis rune. In the bottom lane, Smile, gonna pick that up. Undying, gonna fight out this courier. Can he go for it? Just gonna sit here and wait, it looks like. Counter ward going to be dropped, and it's gonna let the creep wave kill off this ward. In the meantime, Smile coming in. Gonna get the kill, the courier. Needs one more attack! Courier kill for VP. They can keep it hidden from the zombie that they know is there, but not the invisible Lina. Smile thought he got the last hit with one auto attack. It was like, oh, I really do no damage. Wah wah. But he does get the kill on the courier nonetheless, and that's gonna kind of be a troublesome for Snaking in the mid lane. On this Queen of Pain, probably wants to have that bottle up a little bit sooner than she's gonna be able to now. She's not gonna have that courier alive to really bring it to her. In the meantime, Aoi's farm gonna be pretty severely hampered here in the bottom lane, as he's going to be running into that aggressive tri-lane from the Virtus.Pro lineup and can't really afford to be out farming at all. Boots already picked up now by Illidan, gonna allow this tri-lane to become even more aggressive, as such a ward going to be dropped. We're trying to find out the ward that's blocking this pull spawn. And I think that these should be able to see each other now. Fog trying to figure out where it is. Gonna have to check over here eventually, hopefully. Doesn't waste too much time. Looks like Nature's Prophet gonna go jungle in the other team's jungle. Alright. There we go. I knew they'd figure it out eventually.
Regeneration.
Time regen room gonna get picked up bottom river by Lina. Just denying it from the Queen of Pain. It probably needs it pretty badly. Has the money for that bottle. I'm not going to have it for at least another about minute and a half. So that courier, pretty a big deal early on in the game. Gives a bunch of gold to these supports. Everyone pretty much having boots already. Smile getting some last hits. We'll see what the supports can really get done. They're keeping Aoi completely on the lane. He's 2-0. Towards the last hits, getting chased back a little bit, only level 2. And that Sentry Ward gonna get killed off now. So not a ton going on down here. Just farm, going the way of VP. In the meantime, Creep Wave getting cut off in the top lane. Way Too Sexy, as well as Universe. Looks like they're setting up for a tower push here. And they have a lot of abilities that are good at doing it. Lina making her way up here as well now to try and stop this push as best as possible. Way Too Sexy just going to port back to the mid lane, going for a gank, and it looks like they're going to get crazy. First blood going the way of Way Too Sexy. Not even sure he needed to help, to be honest. But did come there and it steals the first blood. Courier going to respawn. So they'll have access to that now, finally. And Crazy also going to respawn and head back to that mid lane. Going to immediately probably buy bottle, get upgraded. Yeah. Add boots. Going to help Snake and get back into it. And in the meantime, Lena hanging out in this top lane. Not sure how long Swell's going to be hanging out here. Maybe try to set something up somewhere. So Crazy taking some harass for snaking. Put the blink forward. Shockwave gonna miss. And Smile able to steal that rune. So Bottle Crow probably gonna go on here. And in the meantime, Crazy finally able to use that bottle charges to get back up on HP after taking some harass from the Queen of Pain. Illidan continuing to farm in the bottom lane, not doing quite as well in last hits as the Darkseer actually. So that's what he's gonna end up going with. He's got the phase boots up on the Lifestealer. Probably see an armlet coming out next, not playing the CM Midas. Rather aggressive, the slow coming out now, but Universe has already poured it in. Tombstone going to be dropped, but it's in tower range, so it's just going to go down. Shackle's coming off an Illidan, he's going to be kept alive by the Soul Rip for the time being. Now NS taking a lot of damage from the Ion Shell. Looks to be getting out alive for the moment, and way too sexy was planning on porting in, but going to give it up, it looks like. So no kills, going to be trading that bottom lane, but VP are going to be repelled. Just unfortunate timing. They were sort of getting in a position to play, come in, but Universe was already down there actually. So maybe just predicting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh. And the support's still hanging out in this bottom lane. Still only level 2 on the leader. There is level 4 up on the Undying after Lena left. He's able to get some XP. And what level up on this Lifestealer? Up to level 4 as well, and they're going on Aoi. He's going to try to TP out. Unfortunately, Light Striker ain't going to land, and that's his death. Undying getting the last hit. So they're going to kill him, the carry, who isn't farming actually at all. So not really doing much of a job of carrying in this game. Anytime it looks like the bear going to kill it off with his top lane. He just denied his own bear. What a good friend. His spirit bear companion, and he just kills him. Anything to prevent Darkseer from getting a little bit of farm. Oh, Illidan continuing to farm in this bottom lane. This is really gotta be worrisome for Dignitas. They're at least going pretty well in the other two lanes. Just a little bit of a lead in terms of farm for snaking in the mid lane, and actually the Lone Druid passing Darkseer finally after he rotated towards that bottom lane. So they're kind of going just about even in the other two lanes. But bottom, they're getting absolutely demolished in terms of farm. We can take a quick look at experience and gold. See the experience pretty close to even, favoring Dignitas just slightly less than 100 actually at this point. But gold on the side of VP by over 1,000. 7 minutes in, and a lot of that gold is going to be on the core heroes of Virtus.Pro. Crazy taking some harass once again. Has to be kind of careful here. Thinking he can just go for a blink scream and that'd be his death, but looks like he wasn't really willing to, and now the bottle going to come, or salve actually coming to heal him back up. Doesn't want to pop that DD quite yet. Heading towards the bottom lane, maybe Crazy thinking about going for something down here. Unfortunately walking directly past a ward, so Dignitas are going to have full vision of this. They know this rotation's coming, but they could set up the push on the tower regardless. There are only 2 heroes down here from Dignitas. We'll see what they want to do about it, if they're going to try and get something elsewhere on the map, or actually rotate down here to try and defend their allies. Support's now cutting off the creep wave. Magnus reveals himself. No need to be stealthy. He knows he probably walked past a rune ward. Invisibility, we're going to get bottled there by Queen of Pain. They drop the sentry. Crazy gets stunned up by the homing missile. Snaking With that homing missile revealing off the Magnus, maybe he has a feeling that something was happening there. Smile gonna drop another sentry. They're trying to bait this so hard. They know Snaking's invisible. They know he's invisible. And the reverse player gonna come off Snaking, getting hit. There it is. Lena gonna get the last hit with the Dragon Slave, and that's taking quite a bit of damage from the Nature's Prophet. Illidan gonna get hexed up now by the Shadow Shaman. Played it patient though, and Snaking was like, it looks like I'm safe. Gonna walk forward, and then Magnus willing to just use that reverse polarity. Sets up the kill on the solo mid, and that's the only hero that it feels like they have that's really doing particularly well. That Queen of Pain. And that's a hero they're gonna have to lean on pretty heavily into this mid game. They wanna get stuff done. Illidan gonna pop that rage. There's a homing missile coming out on Crazy. It looks like NS is gonna go down at the very least here. Or Ether Shock as well as Hex. Gonna be the death of Crazy as well. And now Smile in some trouble. Try to eat trees to get away. Gonna throw off one last Light Strike Array. Not gonna be able to get out. 3 kills going back the way of Dignitas in that bottom lane. Maybe overstaying their welcome a little bit there. Virtus.Pro getting pushed out, losing several kills. And now the push coming back the way of Dignitas into this tier 1 tower. Looks like Drum's going to be the pickup here from Lifestealer. He's porting right into the middle of them. Going to pop the rage, going on Snaking, which is kind of a surprising choice. As a Blake, just trying to push people back, it would seem. And while this is going on, they're harassing down here, VP, but they left a bear up alone in this top lane. He kills off a tower. He's got 3,700 gold, so it looks like we're going to see KSI go for a Radiance this game. He's getting a lot of farm, and 100 gold away from that relic. Not the fastest relic of all time, of course, but definitely very fast. And that Radiance is going to be relevant as we go on into this game. The bear doing a lot of damage in that bird. Kind of difficult to deal with in fights. Dignitas doesn't have the most particularly tanky lineup, only Darkseer. Really looking tanky most of the time as games go on. Queen of Pain can get some items, but Aoi, 700 HP, 45 damage per second is not irrelevant. Not irrelevant. Midas is up on Way Too Sexy on this Nature's Prophet. So he's getting some farm. He was involved in that first play, of course, but he hasn't really picked anything since then. Just has the regular boots. We'll see what he wants to go for this game. Nature's Prophet we did see last game in the hands of Way Too Sexy. Rush that Orchid. And everyone just farming. Back to farming. Snaking looking like he wants to go for a gank on Illidan. Not going to be the easiest of targets. They have to get the Hex off, I think, to really initiate it. Or the Shackles from Fogged. But Fogged's basically going to have to be who they rely on there to set up any sort of kill on the Nakes at the moment. It looks like they're just gonna back off. Snaking spotted out by this ward. And nothing gonna happen as a result of that. Let me tell you, Crazy, it's some trouble in the mid lane. Fog gonna rotate in. It looks like he's gonna go down. The Hex is there. The Nature's Prophet will flank through. Magic Wand gonna keep him alive for a moment, but Snaking there as well, and with one last Scream of Pain, that's gonna be his death on that Magnus. So 5-2 now the kill score, but in the meantime, Aoi gets picked off in the bottom lane by the tri lane. You can't leave him alone. They should know that. Trading off your Magnus for your carry Gyrocopter. Obviously not the best trade for Virtus.Pro, but it is going to set up to try and push bottom, it looks like. Sonic Wave coming out. Smile going to try and throw off a Light Strike Array to keep him alive for the moment, but not going to be able to. Magic Wand going to be popped by Snaking, and it looks like Illidan going to be forced back, so able to get another kill there on the Lena. Some pretty decent rotations coming out from him. He's able to set up quite a few kills. 3-1 now his kill death. Only lost that one life when he kind of got baited into walking into that sentry ward. We took KSI hanging out in the top lane, just trying to stay kind of aloof the lane. He's getting close to that Radiance. Doesn't want to die now, and he's revealed that there is a Sacred Relic on the bear. So if Dignitas are looking at that, they're going to know what he's going for. everyone back to farming. KSI gonna spot a couple heroes out. Looks like he's willing to think he's a little bit safer now. Not just gonna hide behind the tower. Followed, porting into the mid lane. Does he have a smoke on him? No. Not sure whether it looks like an Orchid gonna be coming up from snaking once again. This time with the Queen of Pain.
Bottom tower is under attack.
3 heroes sitting in the mid lane. Surge gonna come off and Fog. It looks like they're going out crazy. He's gonna be able to secure just as the Hex hits. So it's not gonna stop him. He's going to be able to get away just fine. In the meantime, they're going for this push in the mid lane, though. It's Fog's level 6, he is, so he's going to drop those serpent wards on the tower. But they're going to lose. They already did lose the tower in the bottom lane. Now Illidan porting in. Needs to be somewhat concerned. Going to pop that rage, but he's taking a lot of damage. Going to infest a creep. Keeps him alive for a moment. Universe surging himself and trying to run in, but they're not going to be able to keep this tower safe. Smile trying to get the last hit, not going to succeed. Stinking. Grabbing the last hit, but that's a Radiance now. Up on this lone druid. So they're going to have that Radiance burn on their side, and of course Bear. Just a naturally tanky hero. And we'll see that how that starts to factor into fights. KSI immediately, upon grabbing that Radiance, ports into the mid lane. And looks like he's ready to just get involved. Let's force a fight on this tier 1 tower. They can hope that Dignitas try and engage on this. They have reverse player. They have this Radiance. I don't expect them to actually go for it, but it looks like Dignitas are. VP, the Sonic Wave coming on the back of the vacuum. Doing a lot of damage, but everyone's still alive. Tombstone gonna get dropped. The wall gonna make a undying flesh golem, which immediately starts laying into the Tombstone. Trying to kill it off, but it looks like Virtus.Pro just gonna back off. Don't want to continue into it. They do have abilities. No Blink Dagger up on Crazy quite yet. I'm sure he wants it soon. Only about 400 gold away. And they're going to go back to it. Waited for everything to wear off from the lineup of Dignitas. They're all doing decent on health, not the best, but decent. And this tier 1 tower going down, and the Bear just gonna last hit it. Looks like the Bear probably gonna lose its life. Gets a hit on Fogged, which puts him down to like half health. Now KSI getting chased, has a Bear resummon, probably not gonna use it because he's worried about dying. Soul Rift coming out, snaking, continue trying to do whatever damage you can with his last Scream of Pain. Gonna be able to finish him off.
Is the best teacher. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And now Dignitas taking down this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. It looks like VP not going to be in a position to do anything about it. Shoshan getting the last hit once again with those serpent wards. Sitting here being real assholes. Look at these guys doing their little shaky dance. Smile gonna just farm them up, it looks like. Now a creep wave shows up. And VP feeling like they're quite further on the back foot this game, not really able to get anything done with these big team fight abilities. The reverse player just hasn't really come out from Crazy this game. It looks like they're just gonna go for Roshan, taking advantage of that Dire side. Try and get this done. There's this ward that completely spots them out here. And while this is going on, we'll take a look at Experience of Gold to see it's in favor of Dignitas for experience by about 6k now. And Gold just barely in their favor, seeing about 500. The support is coming in from Dignitas, trying to stop this Roche attempt, but they're continuing going at the Bear. Getting in a fight. Looks like they're just going to back off.
One horn will do the damage of 2.
And team farming Ancients. No big deal for VP. Got nothing better to do with their time. It looks like they really want to go for Roshan. And thinking about heading back in. They do. Nope, just hanging out near the Roche pit. Trying to get in there, but Dignitas are also around. And while this is going on, Way Too Sexy on this Nature's Prophet heads up to that top lane. And he's going to be able to try and put a push. And NS needs a minute, it sounds like. Everyone start their shouts about tactical pauses now. Because it looks like VP really need to rethink what they're doing here. Not able to really get a lot done in this game. They're kind of just keeping destroying teamfights on the back of, I think, mostly the Darkseer, Queen of Pain. The Vacuum with that Sonic Wave is dealing a lot of damage, and their heroes are pretty squishy, pretty vulnerable to that at the moment. 5-minute Takni. Milicia in the house. Is that a person's name? I don't know. I never understand the Russians. Well, not a lot to kind of cover right now as we're waiting for this pause to resolve. Dignitas feeling like they're on the front foot this game. Really just kind of allowing VP to start fights that they can't really take. They've only taken the one tower in this mid lane, so they are behind end towers at the moment, but they're leading on terms of gold, only about 500 of course. But it's not a lot of gold, but it is some gold. And that's even with heroes like the Lone Druid, who's actually leading in terms of overall net worth. Not sure what the reason for the pause is. He said 5 minutes Takni. Balat de Crew. Is that the Russian? The police is in the house? Is that what militia means? I don't know what the Y is there for. Okay, well, whatever. Man, I don't know. I don't speak whatever language this is. I don't speak this language so much that I don't even know what language it is. I would guess Russian. I wonder why the cops are in his house. I hope nothing too bad is going on. That's kind of worrisome, right? You're in the middle of a game and suddenly the cops are in your house. And you're like, oh, well, guess it's just going to be one of those days. I got 2 matches that are kind of big and, you know, cops in my house. Hopefully nothing too bad's happening. Why would a gamer go outside? Arresting him for drunk driving? Why would you get arrested for drunk driving after you've been at your house for a while? Like, someone just finally came and was like, oh, I see. You were probably driving around drunk all day. Okay, so looks like this is going to be a little bit more of an extended pause than maybe we would hope for. But not to worry. Maybe they found drugs with his brother. Sure, I can bring up the items menu for you guys. I mean, looking at them, we saw that there's Orchid that's going to be coming up on both the Nature's Prophet and the Queen of Pain. Actually, Queen of Pain finished the Orchid just now. Not a lot going on the side of VP in terms of picking up items. They're kind of just hanging around, trying to get whatever they can done. Illidan, you know, he has the drums, but hasn't done anything with this Goldie as yet. I don't know if we'll see an Armlet, which is rather typical. I feel like we almost always see Armlet come up from the Lifestealers. Take me a stand if he gets arrested. And NS is ready to get back to it. Okay. And even Vlad says go, go, go. Because, of course, he matters the most. Looks like Lifestealer going to immediately infest inside Crazy. They were just waiting long enough for...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Waiting long enough for the streams to catch up so that they could see what was going on, right? Isn't that what we always accuse everyone of?
Dire's top tower is
And
under attack.
way too sexy, trying to put some pressure on this 2-1 tower. It looks like he's going to be able to get it. No one going to arrive in time to stop him.
Dire's
Crazy
top
is here,
tower
however, and
is
it looks like
falling.
way too sexy. Probably going to go down. Waits for the TP, and then the skewer comes out. Lifestealer able to get that last hit. Not a ton he can do, but he really wanted that tower. To smile, trying to get whatever he can. He has double bracers picked up, and now grabs a Smoke of Deceit, it looks like. We'll see if they use that to just head back into that Roche pit. There's a gank coming out on Illidan with that. Oh, that Orchid. Illidan. Low on HP and one last auto attack from Snaking. Gonna be his death. KSI now back down in this bottom lane on the lone druid. The bear gonna get hexed up and ether shocked. No shackles to follow up though. And they do get the tier 1 tower. Snaking getting that last hit. Now taking the lead in terms of net worth. You know, getting kills, getting towers, does help you catch up in terms of farm. KSI now to do something here. Another second Orchid is finished for Team Dignitas. This time I'm way too sexy on this Nature's Prophet. And Crazy gonna get spotted out by Invisible Snaking. Super dead, unstoppable streak now. Going the way of Snaking on this Queen of Pain.
Uproot and after them.
Uprooting after them. So, a lot of kills now going the way of Dignitas. It's 10-4, that kill score. And Snaking going in on Smile. Surged up, might be a little bit over his head, but gonna be able to just blink out, and it looks like there's not gonna be enough follow-up. Zombies not tanky enough to survive the daggers being thrown. And KSI just kind of camping out on this tower. He's picked up a casual cloak. We'll see if he makes that into a pipe. If that's the route he's going to go. He has, of course, that Radiance up on the bear. He can use it to try and farm some other lanes while he hangs up bottom. But, you know, the Radiance is pretty good, pretty big game when it comes to team fights. But it feels like they're so far behind in these team fights right now. They're kind of going to have to make something really big happen with Crazy on this Magnus if they really want to take a fight. And VP now going to drop a sentry, see that there's no ward up there, and head into Roche once again. We'll see if they can get it this time. There is no sight from Dignitas, so they might be a little bit less aware, but of course they're also seeing that there's no Virtus.Pro members on the map, so they might be able to figure it out. Kind of assume professional player. Crazy hiding in the trees, Snaking. Looking like she wants to get in position. Gonna be standing like basically adjacent to Crazy there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the Roche temp going to be foiled. It's down to about a third HP. We'll see if they completely give it up or if they're going to try and go in. Once again, Crazy going to have the Infest come out now, and they smoke up. Are they going to go for Roshan or are they going to go for fights? Roche or fights? That's the decision they got to make. They're going to rock right over this Sentry Ward. The smoke going to be revealed off. The Sentry Ward. Pretty clever. You know, if they're going to smoke up, that's where they're going to be. NS in a lot of trouble. Silenced up by that Orchid. First player gonna catch on 2 hour. The revert Infest comes out. Light Strike already doing a lot. Finally, the Laguna Blade finishes off Darkseer, but in the meantime, Queen of Pain getting a double kill. Getting chased down, Smile silenced up by the second Orchid now. Lifestealer ends up getting picked off by the Ether Shot. KSI trying to run away on this bear, doing what damage he can with his bear. And gonna be able to port out just alive, so triple kill going the way of Snaking. And finally, the bear finishing off Fogged. The Radiance burn, it's burning. Roshan bashes way too sexy. The bear is there. Holy shit, Roshan, you troll. Roshan, what are you doing to him? Gonna lead to a kill for KSI. Oh, way too sexy needs to be raging right now. First hit bash off of Roshan. Oh man. This bear gets killed off by Snaking. Aegis is gonna go, however, on Lifestealer. Darkseer gets the kill on Lina with that wall drop there. Can't even really walk through it. NS. Now the target for Snaking and gonna be in a lot of trouble. Goes down beyond the godlike streak for Snaking. Illidan getting chased by way too sexy. And everyone just gonna be able to walk away. Lifestealer keeps his Aegis. Looks to be going for a Shadow Blade. But now Dignitas going out to the tier 3. Skewer gonna pull Snaking back, but no follow up, and the Surge just go, as well as a Blink, gonna get him out. Looks like the push gonna be stalled out from Dignitas for the time being. Don't really want to force high ground, it looks like, against Aegis as well as a Radiance Bear, but at the same time, VP feeling like they're pretty far behind. We'll like take another look at Experience of Gold. Now we've had a couple fights, as well as that Roche kill. We see Experience 12k in favor of Dignitas. Gold sitting about 7,500, and this is feeling pretty similar to how the last game went, but in the opposite fashion. Both times the Radiant team actually, but opposite teams. Look at this Stout Shield on the ground. That sweet new model just floating around. And everyone from VP hanging out in this bottom lane except for KSI, who's farming in the jungle. Take a look at that history, guys. Right, not a lot of pickups yet. Looks like Aoi getting close to having that BKB up. We of course have the Orchids coming up, and it looks like they want to go. They're going to get fogged. Illidan able to get the last call down, dealing a lot of damage to Smile. Looks like he's going to go down. Oh, just surviving for the moment. Way too sexy. Trying to do whatever he can. Queen of Pain picks off Crazy in the meantime. And way too sexy. Going to be able to teleport out just in time now. Snaking. Going in. Feeling big. Trying to do whatever damage she can. To KSI. Going to start getting attacked. There is the Entangling Claws proc. But she's doing okay with that mech charge coming off from the Darkseer. In the meantime now, Darkseer getting entangled as well as slowed up by the open wounds. And NS gonna get hit by a sonic wave. Beyond godlike streak continues for Snaking. He's getting so many kills. The bear trying to do whatever can. Reverse player gonna catch on 3. The shockwave going through. That's gonna be all 3 kills going the way of VP down there. And Magnus finishing off that beyond godlike streak. It's 753 cold. Huge reverse polarity there, able to turn kind of the momentum of that fight. They weren't really doing a lot anymore. It felt like they were going to have to back off. Bear was low on HP. KSI has 3,000 gold. Looks like Shadow Blade going to be finished off here. On Illidan. And someone else picked up drones, probably Crazy. Crazy has some drones of his own now. KSI up to 3,000 gold. Still hasn't really decided to commit to anything else yet. He gets an Invis rune on his hero. Sweet, now he can sit and watch. Nope, just gonna break it immediately. Surprised he even bothered to pick it up. Farming some Ancients. In the meantime, it looks like way too sexy. Porting in to the jungle. Almost finds Smile out on this Lina. to 1,500 gold, probably going for a Ghost Scepter. Try and stay alive while getting these Orchids cast on her repeatedly. Just hasn't been able to do a lot as of late. There is that Shadow Blade up on Illidan now. KSI spent some gold. Looks like he picked up a Hyperstone. There's the Hyperstone.
Illusion.
Illusion going to get picked up by Fogged in the lower river. Snaking decides to use all that gold he had to pick up an Ultimate Orb, so we will be seeing the Scythe of Eyes coming up next. Nothing really coming out on NS as of late. Nope, decides to go for the cloak. So I'm more worried about the magic damage than the right clicks, which isn't really the worst thing right now. Helps against the Queen of Pain, doesn't help so much against really the Nature's Prophet as well as the Gyrocopter. I guess the Gyrocopter doesn't do so much damage yet. The right clicks are really doing a lot, and I feel like Smile's mostly been getting ganked off by the Nature's Prophet in those fights where he just is silencing her up and trying to kill her off before she can use the Laguna Blade, try and kill one of the heroes off very quickly with the burst damage. Whatever, wants to go for the cloak, works out that way. He's also bought something else, it looks like. A Ring of Health. Okay. So maybe gonna see the pipe come up on her. Pretty far off. Pretty far off. VP have some 4 heroes heading down towards that bottom lane. Now the 5th, the form of the Lifestealer, still has that Aegis up, and it's gonna wear off momentarily. In the meantime, 4 heroes from Dignitas up in the top lane. Is the 5th one there as well? I just not seeing him on the map. No, there he is. Fog down his way on this Shadow Shaman. Looks like they might be planning on trying to go for tier 3s here, but actually just going to back off. Not going for it. The bear just sitting there, slowly Radiance burning down all of the creeps. Radiance Bear, pretty good at stalling up pushes, 45 damage per second. Pretty bad for the creep waves. You can just kind of sit there and watch them as they die. Now heading into the jungle, along with his team who's presumably smoked up and in fact are, but they're going to walk over a Sentry Ward once again. I feel like these Sentry Wards coming out from Dignitas really what's helping keep them in the game. These smoke ganks from VP continually coming out, Shadowblade coming out from Illidan, they're going to spot up Fog. Here comes the open wounds, and he's going down it looks like, but he gets surged up. Reverse play only going to catch an out, and he's already got the BKB up. Skewer going to bring Crazy back. But Lina going down to the ultimate from Sneaking. Shackle's going to come off on the bear. In the meantime, the bear does kill off Nature's Prophet. And the Spirit Bear is down. He's taking some damage from Rocket Barrage. 3 heroes just standing on KSI. Crazy has the Nakes infested. Trying to do whatever he can, but KSI just getting chased by all 4 heroes. Snaking going to blink forward, and that's his death. Darkseer getting the last hit. And only the Lifestealer as well as the Magnus surviving.
I regrow.
With that buyback from Lone Druid, it looks like they're not going to try and force high ground, so they do get quite a few kills there. 21 to 12 now the kill score. Looks like that, at least the Hood getting pretty close to finish there by Lina. It's still going to be a little while before we actually see a pipe come out. Actually picks up the branch as well. Getting there. And there's smoke being used by VP. Trying to find anyone they can out. Smile's just going to give it up and go to farming. Killing off the creep wave. Looks like Crazy going to find out way too sexy here. Gonna miss, and they don't have a disable. Can they get the kill? No. TP going to succeed. Kind of surprised Crazy actually used the Skewer to initiate there. Instead of saving it to break a teleport, they only probably needed the one. Had the Blink Dagger to use to initiate. But it's going to allow Way Too Sexy to get away. Teleports out. Just those lacks of hard disables on abilities. Now Dignitas once again have a couple heroes up in this top lane. Way Too Sexy has made his way to the Dire jungle to farm. You're right, he was silenced. And actually, if he had landed the skewer, it might have been the damage that would have made the difference for the kill. I guess that's a good point. Not that it worked out that way, but whatever. Undying still hasn't picked up anything at all, just sitting on basic boots. Somehow less farm than Fogged. I guess he got a tower last hit, which allowed him to get these arcane boots. A little bit better. And the farmers continuing to farm. Scythe of Eyes done yet? Yeah, it is done. By snaking on this Queen of Pain, quite farmed with both the Orchid and the Scythe of Eyes. That's a lot to disable, and they can just start keeping Magnus out of fights, I think. If they're never really under threat of getting hit by a big reverse polarity by surprise, they might be in a pretty good position, since it's not really feeling like Virtus.Pro's lineup is particularly scary right now. Snaking has a haste rune, gonna blink in, finds lots of heroes, drops its Scythe of Eyes on the Undying, and backs out. Stuck in some trees now. Vacuum wall gonna be popped by Universe. Not really doing a ton. Snaking continues sitting in the trees, getting burned up a little bit by Radiance. Home Missile gonna come out, lands on the bear, and Smile hiding. Snaking running around, leaving. It looks like Way Too Sexy gonna port to the top lane. So nobody going to try and start that fight. The wall does get dropped and kind of mostly just wasted. Tim Lena in the mid lane trying to farm a little bit. Getting ever closer to that pipe. Meantime, Illidan gonna spot out Way Too Sexy here. He starts going for the kills. He's gonna port in the Basher. Procs immediately. Picks up that Basher and it works wonders. Gets the kill on Way Too Sexy, but now he's silenced. He's a pig. Way Too Sexy buying back. There's the dust. Another silence. Scream of Pain. Reverse player gonna come off, but it's too late. Skewer gonna pull him back in. Is there any support here at all? The Light Striker gonna land Way Too Sexy. The Hex coming out. And they're probably gonna get the Shackles as well if they want to go for it. Smile getting vacuumed in while shackled. Everything in the world going his way, but Way Too Sexy dying as well off of the buyback. It's only the Magnus as well as the Lone Druid left alive on the Virtus.Pro lineup. They need to run and do something here. Look, what are Dignitas going to do about it? Not trying to take high ground, it looks like. Not even forcing buybacks at the moment. Of course, looks like there's no buybacks to actually force. Going for Roshan. They take the tier 2 bottom, which was basically free, and snaking now and going to be able to kill off that creep wave with Scream of Pain, as well as some auto attacks. Laid some harass on the tier 3 mid. They have pushes going on in every single lane at the moment. All the tier 3s taking damage, but as soon as they see any sort of defense being mounted by a VP at all, especially not all the heroes are respawned, they're just going to back off. Kind of surprised they didn't just back off and go straight to the Roshan. It was up. They had they had 4 of their 5 heroes alive. Nature's Prophet, not the most necessary for killing off Roshan. And Way Too Sexy continuing farming, going for a Shadow Blade of his own, it looks like. Will be up soon. Wing Bow. Well, I just said Wing Bow. Eagle Song up on Gyrocopter. Whew, from my Han days. Eagle Song picked up by Gyrocopter, so it looks like a butterfly gonna be coming out. Or we could be seeing the new Loda build and get that big ass Ethereal Blade. Smoke, no, not Smoke, they're just 5-manning. Looks like they're going for Roshan. Not going to be completely by surprise what with that Sentry Ward and these Treants just hanging out there. But they do quite a bit of damage, at least with this bear. Has an AC picked up. They can try and kill it off fast. Dignitas trying to get in position to go in. The Roshan already down to about a quarter HP, and it looks like it's just going to go down. They're not going to be here in time to really contest. Call down being used. Light's still going to get the last hit on Roshan, however, and picks up the Aegis once again. So free Roshan going the way of VP. I'm really surprised Dignitas weren't able to get in position to do it. Anything about it, like, they just gave it up. They didn't get a trade, they were just kind of hanging out in this region and this region, farming it away, giving up a Roshan. VP now all together in this mid lane near the Dire jungle. Shadowblade going to be popped by Illidan. He's going to get spotted out by a Sentry Ward. Gets hit by the catapult, so he should know that he was spotted. And looks like they're going to be forced to just back off. Pressure coming to the lanes. Snaking in the bottom. Way too sexy in the top. Split pushing constantly. Keeping these pressures up. And in the meantime, Smile getting picked off in the bottom lane. Wasn't expecting him to even be out there, but he does get killed off. There's that Shadowblade up on Way Too Sexy. 4,600 more gold. Up on the Queen of Pain. See what he goes for next. Looks like Ethereal Blade. Okay. Well, that's not an item we see a ton of on Queen of Pain, but going to provide even more magic damage here. And with that, there are most of the heroes on the VP lineup can be just killed off almost instantly. Even the lone druid, not going to be able to survive for long. Queen of Pain continuing to try and put as much damage as possible on her, and realizing that she's most of their damage at the moment. We almost have that butterfly coming out from the gyrocopter. We'll see if he just buys it out or saves for buyback. I don't think he's really been saving for buyback thus far. Gonna even pop this call down here. Trying to push as hard as possible. Has the money. And heading to that side shop, so it looks like he's gonna buy it. Does buy it. Butterfly picked up. Trying to rocket barrage the bear. Queen of Pain gonna find a double damager in the upper river. Crazy skewering up the hill. And everyone just farming all over the map, trying to get whatever they can out of it. They know an engagement is probably going to be taking place in the near future, but Dignitas have been playing really passively, not forcing the issue. Pipe is finished on Lina. And here they are in the mid lane, starting to lay into this tier 3 tower once again. It's below half HP already. And support's coming back. Lina gonna throw Dragon Slave and Light Strike already, trying to do the damage she can. Get those treants off the tower. But it's down to about a quarter now. If they just keep losing HP, it's kind of a big deal. KSI gonna get hexed up by Fogged. Fogged. Looking to be basically out alone. Gonna Ghost Scepter, but that's not gonna keep him alive. Not with this bear chasing after him. And Fogg gonna lose his life. All he's trying to do is buy time for his allies to try and do something top. Snaking with the double damage, we're trying to force a fight in the top lane. Not having too much success yet. Illidan chasing with that Shadowblade. Not going to be able to get anything done like it looks here. Gonna find out Aoi now. Pops the BKB, getting chased by a bear. The bear getting close enough that he's going to start being able to attack. Rage getting thrown out by Illidan. I'm surprised to see them going in this far. There's 2 heroes, and they're going to be running into basically 4. Aoi probably going to lose his life, but KSI in a lot of trouble. Illidan silenced up. They need to get the reverse polarity. The vacuum going to land. The Aegis pops. KSI in a lot of trouble, but the reverse play lands on 2. They need to be able to kill him off the Light Striker. Gonna miss, but they kill them both with the Laguna Blade as well as the Shockwave dominating streak now. 4 crazy. And it looks like Snaking, hiding in the trees, has zombies waiting for him. Continuing to spawn on him. Going to be able to buy something else here. Crazy trying to get in range to do anything he can. Shockwave gonna miss. Skewer coming in. Hits on Snaking. Crazy, able to chase down the Queen of Pain. I really don't know what Snaky was doing there. It looked like he was going to buy, but then didn't decide to buy anything. Had them wait for a Mystic Staff, if she wanted that, and maybe go into Shiva's Guard. Okay, but VP taking kind of a pretty big fight there. It's going to help put them back on the board with some kills. 25 to 18. Now that kill score. Meantime, Way Too Sexy pushing up this bottom lane, trying to keep pressure on these towers, limit what they can, Virtus.Pro can really do. Lifestealer finding out Fogged in the middle of the Radiant jungle. That Shadow Blade working pretty good for that. It's up to 7 and 3. How's Fog doing? 3 and 4.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not as bad as I would have initially thought, but Nature's Prophet kills off the tier 3 in the top lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Crazy with that gem, chasing after Way Too Sexy. Gonna get silenced up, and that's gonna be it. Has no abilities to really stop. Meantime, the tier 2 does go down in the mid lane. Bear being able to shred that down with that Demolish. Up to 3,200 gold. See what goes for next. Kind of expecting to see something like MKB, or just to try and counteract that butterfly that did come up from the Gyrocopter. Invisibility. Though at the same time, Gyrocopter not the one he really needs to be worried about. See if I missed anyone's items. Pick up. Nothing really there. We saw he had the gem already. Some stuff getting picked up by NS, but it's not anything big. Meantime, the rest of the Shiva's is picked up by Universe actually, and Snaking still doesn't decide to go for anything else. Lone Druid still hasn't picked up anything with this 3,300 gold. Probably wants to make sure he has buyback. They're definitely a lot more valuable right now on the Virtus.Pro lineup than they are on the Dignitas. As anytime VP die, since all the creep waves are basically constantly on their side with this Nature's Prophet, making sure to keep up that pressure to the lanes. They have to be concerned about losing racks, and if they lose one lane, they can very quickly lose two. If someone like the Bear goes down, they kind of just end up in a lot of trouble if you can't buy back. A lot of their farm, a lot of their hopes are really riding on him at the moment. Looks like they're pushing down this bottom lane and going to try and take this tier 2 as well. Should be able to get it pretty quickly, but in the meantime, Dignitas have their heroes up in the top lane, Snaking. Attacking pretty quickly in this tower. Reverse player going to miss from Crazy. Waste the cooldown. Now Illidan getting in a fight, hexed up. He's going to go down, needs to buy back immediately. The Laguna Blade going to fly on Universe. Trying to do whatever damage they can, but VP, with that reverse player down, I'm not sure how much they can even get done here. And their melee racks already gone. They have no big team fight ultimate now to try and rely on, and Dignitas know that they can sit there together, can push up into the high ground to be completely unconcerned. Snaking going in on NS. Not going to be long for this world. Too much damage. Meantime, Lifestealer was able to kill off Nature's Prophet. Unfortunately, getting a pick like that isn't that useful. The Laguna hit a creep. I didn't notice that. Bear trying to chase after Snaking. Going to get hexed up. Slow coming out. Open Wound's not going to do a ton, however. In the meantime, the melee racks in the mid lane going out. Glyph going to be forced out here on VP lineup. Fogged. Probably going to lose his life. Hexing up Illidan for as long as he can. He has a TP scroll as well as Ghost Scepter. Shackles coming off in Illidan now, and they have a lot of damage coming in. Darkseer picks off the Lone Druid and VP. Gonna be forced to call it. Gonna be forced to call it. There's really only a matter of time when they lose that big teamfight ult, the reverse polarity, without getting anything for it. Especially right on their doorstep with the exposed barracks. You know, it's not a good sign. They were kind of relying on that spell pretty heavily. Crazy. Played amazing the first game. Really set up VP to be able to take it. But the second game, just felt like he wasn't able to get as much done. Kind of got outclassed a little bit by Snaking on this Queen of Pain. It's 18-3 at the end of the game. But Dignitas are going to take it in this game too. Killing off Heavy Crazy once again there. tying up the score, heading into a Game 3 now for this winner bracket final of the Russian DOTA2 League. We'll see what happens with it, if they're going to play it out right now, or if they're going to leave it for a little bit later. See, or maybe even just have to be forced to concede it, as they do have another match scheduled, the grand finals of the defense. We'll see what's going to go on for it, but my name is Knaz. I'll be here regardless, trying to cast this game for you guys until I'm told otherwise. And I'll be right back. Thanks for coming.